Welcome to Absolutely Delicious, everybody. My name's JT. I'm going to be your host today. And we've got a really awesome show today because we hit 100 YouTube subscribers. Woo! That's what we're celebrating today. And we're going to be celebrating with breakfast. So I am making some really cool things that I got the idea for on a trip to New Mexico. And my husband was looking at a recipe the other night for cinnamon rolls that use pizza dough. And I was like, that's cool, but I've got an even better idea. Let's take that same concept of using the pizza dough, and instead of using cinnamon and butter and all that good stuff, let's use sausage and cheese and spices and all that good stuff. Roll it up and we'll make savory rolls. So we're gonna call them pothead pinwheels. Then we're gonna smother it with some wavy gravy passed down from generations of Southern folk and end it off with green eggs. So it's going to be a really great show, and coming up we've got special guest John Brown on the show today. So let's get another dab in, let's roll a joint, and let's cook some food. So to start out with, we're gonna crack a couple eggs. This is the way to get eggs as smooth as humanly possible. There we have 2 eggs. Take 2 eggs and about 2 tablespoons of milk. Now we're going to take my fancy little immersion blender. So now we have a very homogeneous egg mixture. We're going to set that to the side. Okay, now we're going to take green food coloring. Put like 4 drops in there. We want it pretty green. And now we're going to add our cannabis oil. So I'm adding this directly to the egg mixture. Alright, and our skillet's on medium heat right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in the eggs. And just gently move it around. So this is a non-stick pan, and since I'm using non-stick, I usually prefer to try to cut down on the oil. But if you're not, or non-stick isn't non-stick enough for you, go ahead and spray your pan. Got this nice seafoam green color going on. And once your eggs have started to set up, we're going to go ahead and take some stale corn chips and dump them in. Now we're ready to plate it up. Now we've got perfect, kind of, green eggs, and those are the fluffiest eggs you'll ever get. We're going to top with a healthy amount of cheese and green Tabasco. I'm married to a Cajun. I'm gonna add a nice little sprinkle of Tony's on the top. All right. Enjoy your green eggs. All right, and we are here with one of my good friends, John Brown. John Brown was the minister at my wedding and hosts Spirit House Comedy in Pueblo, Colorado. So tell us a little bit about yourself, John. I'm gonna roll joint.
Yeah, I'm an ordained minister. That's secondary to being a comedian. I try to have fun weddings. I do short, funny weddings. I also host and produce Spirit House Comedy in Pueblo, Colorado. It's a monthly show where we book national headliners and local up-and-comers and keep the quality high and the price low. That's how I do it down there in Pueblo.
Well, you know, before we go too much further, let's get you a dab.
Oh, yes. All right, you served me up a giant scoop that I'll
try to fucking kill you 2 ways here.
Dude.
Okay, do you want me to just fucking murder you?
You really should just let me serve up my own dabs. Because
here.
I tell him, give me a little tiny... Oh, Jesus.
What did you do that for?
Because I haven't slept very much.
Can you handle it?
Yes,
Sybil? There you go.
Sybil. All right. See, I'm going to do that little scrape off back. And even that's too much. I can't do it. I'm not one of those Instagram fucking dab models. I don't.
See, that's probably about 10 times the size of dab I normally do.
You can take it though, it's fine.
I met JT here at a comedy open mic at one of the cannabis clubs here in town. What, 3 years ago now?
About 3 years ago, yeah.
He told me to be entertaining.
And instead I killed him.
I'm sure your subscribers are going to love that.
But we got 100 this week.
100 subscribers.
Yes, 100 subscribers this week.
That means at least 35 people are going to see this video.
We can hope. Well, you know, hopefully. With that, click subscribe on the bottom if you haven't already.
Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Tell your friends.
Hey, PewDiePie. So what's your favorite show that you've put on so far?
Well, I don't know, there's a lot. If we're talking about one singular show, I would say a high point is I did a fundraiser for the Impossible Playhouse down in Pueblo. It's a theater company, and we had the show in their theater. And
oh, was that the one that I went to the lesbian thing with?
Yeah, you saw 5 lesbians eating a quiche.
5 lesbians eating a quiche. That was a cool playhouse.
Yeah, so we did a fundraiser for those guys. We packed it out and raised about $5 grand, and it was just a super fun show. And yeah, it was me and Charlie McMullen and local legend Amber Tozier and Ben Roy from the Grolics and Those Who Can't, True TV and Spells, and he was really kind to come down. We did the show on the set of the play that was going on at that time.
Oh wow!
And it was just beautiful to look at and a super fun show. And yeah,
this is some Death Star.
Death Star,
yeah. Have you worked with any like bigger names that you really enjoyed working with?
Well, Ben Roy, obviously, who I already mentioned, and there's a guy out there, Sam Talent, who's one of my favorite people in general, let alone comic or otherwise, and he's blowing up pretty big. I worked with John Christ, who he went in a direction of, he became like known as a Christian comic. But I mean, just from producing shows, we did a show with Matt Besser one time at the Temple.
That was a fun show. I gave some of my edibles.
I can't claim any credit for that. I didn't have anything to do with it. I just worked it. But you know, I was involved behind the scenes getting it set up. But there's a few folks that have come through Loonies that I've featured for. John Stringer's he's an up and comer. He's been on Netflix and stuff like that. And he's a badass. I mean, as far as like people that you may not know yet, but our top tier, I would say John Stringer is somebody you want to look into if you ever see him come into your city.
So what's your next show? Who's coming up? What's going on?
On next weekend, next Saturday at the Spirit House, we have Johnny Bratsfield, Cody Ulrich, and Kira McKalen. And tickets are on sale for that right now at Eventbrite. You can get the $5 price as long as you get it before the 29th. On the 29th, it goes up to $10. I feel like I've been looking down at the table the whole time and haven't been engaging with the audience.
Oh, you're probably an awkward fuck, but that's totally fine. Everybody else watching is too, I'm sure. We're potheads. Everybody that smokes marijuana is some level of awkward. Well, so speaking of which, we should probably get the food finished.
Oh shit, JT's cooking. I just showed up for this part.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, I'll send you off with a pothead pinwheel.
That's the other reason I'm here.
All right, we're gonna get back in the kitchen. Have a great day, John. Thanks for popping on.
Spirit House Comedy. Comedy. Spirit House Comedy.
Spirit House Comedy.
Yeah.
And Joker. Did you say Joker's?
Joker's High 66.
Joker's High 66.
Go to Spirit House Comedy.
All right, y'all have a great day. Now we're gonna make something that I picked up in New Mexico, but I didn't really like the way that they did it, so we're gonna do it my way. We're gonna call them pothead pinwheels. So to start out with, we're gonna take half a pound of hot sausage. We're gonna fry that up. And it has to be hot sausage. If you're eating just regular sausage, it doesn't taste right. I don't understand how anybody does that. Now you can see most of the pink is gone from the meat. You want to make sure that all of it is gone from the meat. It doesn't need to be completely like crispy brown, but it definitely needs to be not pink anymore. Since this is going to go into the oven, it'll get completely cooked in there. Okay, so in the sausage mixture, we're gonna go ahead and add our tincture. So now the sausage grease is all nice and infused. Make sure that's really well stirred around. We're infusing the gravy too, so be careful. Okay, now that that's brown, we're going to set it to the side and deal with the pizza crust. Okay, so here we have a plain pre-made pizza crust from the grocery store. So before we do anything, we're going to take some flour. Give it a nice little dusting of flour so it doesn't stick to the counter. Oh, now we're going to take our pizza dough, stretch it out. I'm going to give it a roll. Oh, always dust your rolling pin before you roll dough. Alright, now that that's nice and rolled out, let's add our sausage. Okay, now sausage is pretty hefty, hearty and all that stuff. We need to make sure to spread it out very, very evenly over this pre-made pizza dough. Now that that's done, we're going to take shredded cheese and just sprinkle all over it. We want them nice and cheesy, but not like ridiculous, because, you know, they're going to get gravy too. Okay, let's see if I can make this happen. There we go. Hey, look at that. We're just gonna roll. That's try to get it like real tight though too. You don't want loose cinnamon rolls. All right, so there we go. Gonna take a knife, cut them just like that. Ta-da! Now we have a baking sheet lined with parchment. We're just going to, that's the funny one. Now, we're just going to line these out. Alright, so we came out with 10. Let's throw these in the oven and see how they come out. Now, we're going to channel the spirits of my ancestors and whip up some southern infused gravy. So to start off with, we're going with hot sausage. And of course, it has to be hot sausage. If not, your gravy's not going to have any flavor. So, we're just going to fry this up real quick. Now you can see there's a little pink left there, but it's almost gone. We want it completely gone for gravy. You don't want to poison anybody. Just get them really, 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 really high, right? So we're going to keep this going until all these massive chunks right here are broken up. And you can't even see a lick of pink anywhere. Now that we've got that mostly brown, we are going to add our cannabis tincture right here. Now comes the fun part. We're going to take flour. There aren't really measurements for this. You just kind of have to do it until your long deceased great-grandmother says, okay, sweetheart, that's enough sugar. We're just going to add a little flour in there. We're going to stir it around. So if you don't have a dead grandmother, just kind of pay attention to if there's any leftover grease. You want to make sure that the flour absorbs all the grease. And you don't want it. You don't want to add so much that it leaves them coated and white. So once you get that all combined, mixed together, I'm just going to add a little bit more. My mamu's telling me to. All right. Now that that's in there, we're just going to kind of stir it around because we want to toast up the flour a little bit. We're making a roux. Okay, that's perfect. Now, again, as your long deceased country grandparents instruct you, just kind of slowly start adding milk. You want to add it very slowly because you're not trying to boil your little sausage nuggets that you've made here. You're trying to get the flour out of them and into the milk. See how it turns real pasty? This is the perfect start to the perfect gravy. And make sure your milk is cold too, that's very important. And as that slowly heats up, we're going to go ahead and add black pepper, and of course, Tony Sassery's Creole seasoning. Does not take much. Now you can see that that second little addition of milk is starting to thicken up really well. I'm going to add some more. You can see that's getting to be just about the perfect consistency there. We're going to go ahead and add a little more black pepper to it, because my nanny said so. See, that's the problem and the benefit, is I get really high and start talking to my dead ancestors while I cook. And they're the ones really presenting this show. A little more milk. And this will continue to thicken, so if tomorrow you're reheating it for leftovers, make sure to add a little milk. Alright, and I think that should be enough. We're going to let that get all incorporated and heat it up. That thicken up a little bit. Then we're going to add the magic secret ingredient that takes this gravy from meh and takes it all the way up to meh. Okay, now that there's some steam coming up from there, here is the magic ingredient, cheese. Just gonna dump about half a cup of cheese in there. You can get creative with what kind of cheese you add too. This is just the regular Fiesta blend, because I'm born and raised in New Mexico. It's kind of the only cheese we eat. Just I'll get that Fiesta blend. And you can see, just melted right in there. And that's pretty much gravy. So let's throw some of this on the pothead pinwheels we made and really turn this breakfast up. Enjoy! And here we have the finished product. Got a heel right there. And we are going to cover it with gravy. And there we have it, infused breakfast. Enjoy! Oh, well, that's been a fun day, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much, John Brown, for popping in and smoking out with me and talking for a bit and everything. I hope you all try out everything that we made today. Everything came out really, really great. I'll show some pictures here in a little bit. Make sure to click the like and subscribe, everything at the bottom. Hop over to Instagram and give me a follow and all that fun stuff. Facebook is facebook.com/dabsolutellydelicious. Instagram is dabsolutellydelicious. And now that we have 100 subscribers, we are youtube.com/dabsolutellydelicious. If I say dabsolutellydelicious one more time today, I'm gonna puke. So, I am blasted. I hope you are too. Thanks so much for watching, and tune in next week.
Hey man, everybody does it. Every fucking thing that I watch on YouTube says smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
By the way, if you're on YouTube right now, just know this: I want to fight the Dr. Squatch guy.